Alright, so welcome everyone. Continuing to our previous lesson. Well, while rendering out the fluids, I just want to have you to pay a little bit attention inside this, low polygon proxy object. The important setting for the rendering we like to call off is that uh, under the render stats, just do not switch on the cast shadow. What this option we're going to do is that the object will in itself will be responsible in casting out the shadow. Since we are going to deal that thing separately in the final rendering process, this object will gonna have a different layer, the shadow on to the surface plane where it is, put on. We're gonna have a different rendering pass on the shadow. So you're not required to switch on this option while dealing with the rendering of the fluids. So just, be careful with that one, okay? The remaining receive shadow should be on, because if you don't gonna switch that on, again the fluid will not gonna cast its shadows onto this polygon objects. All right, so that was something which is very important I'd like to discuss with you. And for the rendering process, it's really gonna be simple, guys. We have used occlusion pass, the depth of the field, some rim lighting setup, and I also do have got the MIM material X supporting uh, the gold material used for this magic ball. Let me just show you up with that. I guess Hypershade is taking a little bit more time to coming off. Okay, here it comes. So going to the MI material or the graph network, you can see we're just going to open that up. So these are the fairly simple values to have the nature of the gold. I've just used some fairly simple methods. Not really going to be very realistic method for that. So under the reflection, I've used the reflectivity 0.7 with the glossiness set that thing to 0.35. If you're really gonna take that thing to the high, it will gonna be really very shiny. So I just don't want to have that too much shiny object for that. And obviously you also can play around with the glossy samples. Let's say we can put that thing to the 12 to just do not have the jitteriness inside the scene in the gold ball. And just it's very important to switch on with the metal material, okay? And at the end, I think so under the anisotropy, I have used it was like 0 value before, but you just put that thing to the fairly 3 to 3.5 maximum. Just do not put that thing too much, otherwise it will become very very shiny. So I guess 3 would be the fine value for that. And BRDF stands for bidirectional reflectance distribution function, so that the reflections will really going to be different at the different angle. But I don't think so that we really going to need that setup for that. Okay, so I think so we are almost done with this. Now I'm gonna take you to the final render images that I've got from this. So under the source images, this is the final image that I've got from the render. This is Photoshop corrected a little bit, and these are the following passes that we have used: the diffuse pass along with the shadow pass composed inside the Photoshop again. That the DOF, depth of the field, to blur out the just to have out of scene elements to get blurred out, and then occlusion pass, and then again some specular or the rim pass to contribute much more towards the rendering. And after doing all such things with in the After Effects, just with some few drag and drop of the layers, we have got our render, which is really I must have to say a simple approach. Just you need to drag and drop the layers, little bit have to play around with the CC toner to give some more interesting color correction if you really want to give. Otherwise, I guess the default render was also pretty much fine. So with that all, we are done with the course, we are done with the rendering process, and this was the final render for us. I hope you must have enjoyed this course and you must have learned from the techniques of simulating the dry ice. And just another important suggestions: do not touch the dry ice with the naked hands. All right, so I'm gonna see you soon. Bye bye and take care.